80-20-365, a time management system to help you achieve your goals and dreams in 2021 and beyond. We all have the same amount of time. Our results depend where we invest it. This is Living Your Life Well Planned, the 80-20-365 success system with its inventor, Adam Vincent Gilmer. Hi there. I'm Gene Velitis, your host. Welcome to episode 58. We're doing some really quick, rapid episodes talking about philosophy and some of Adam's lists. Before we get into the list for this episode, I'm going to remind you, as I always do, make sure you go to Adam's website, order your daily planner. It's about $1 a day. If you're listening in Europe or Africa or India, don't worry, we'll get you your daily planner. You'll be able to download it and print it for yourself. So there's not a problem wherever you're listening in the world. And we have about 47 or 48 countries now listening and subscribing on a daily episode basis. Also, check out the bank system right here on the 80-20-365 website. It's a whole new language of how to sell and talk to people. People have seen their sales increase by over 100, 200, in some cases 300%. So check it all out in the website. Hey, Adam, here we go in episode 58. We're going to talk about some of your lists, and I like this. And if you're watching the video or listening to the podcast, don't lie to yourself. Everybody commits one of these errors on the list. So I'll read out the list quickly, and then we'll just go back and drill down into to each one. Adam says, most people sleep in too late. Most people skip the workout. Most people care what other people think. They listen to the negativity and eat junk food. Okay, these are all valid points. You know that? I mean, you know what? If you're listening to this podcast and if you say, oh, no, not me, I don't do any of those things, you're lying because we know you do. Let's talk about I'm a guy who gets up at 4:30 in the morning because I get more done from between about 4:30 in the morning than 7 in the morning because I'm alone. I can concentrate. There's nobody around me. There's nobody phoning me. So most people sleep in. Talk about that, Adam.
Well, what's really funny is that I was just up at one of my other friends' homes, and he's like, "Man, you only get about 5 to 6 hours of sleep." I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "I'm like an iPhone. You give me a good charge, I can go for most of the day." But here's the thing. Listen, people who, if you're living in a city that is a productive city, has traffic lights, buildings, corporate stuff going on, suburbs, what have you. How did you think all that stuff came about? Somebody had to plan it out and do it and make it happen. In fact, I was driving home from Tahoe, and I just want to thank all the Caltrans people. I've never built a road in my life. Okay. But these people are working. These people are doing, hard, laborious work to actually make my drive, and not just mine, but, millions and millions of others, awesome and nice and smooth. And those, I know some of the roads aren't smooth, but in this particular case, I want to thank him because my journey was fantastic on the road. Well, that came down because there was a personal responsibility that went into saying, I have something to do. I'm going to trade time for dollars and value, and they have something to do, something to make happen. If you want to become a multimillionaire, you cannot get 8-9 hours of beauty rest. Okay, I'm sorry. By the time you wake up in Los Angeles, it's freaking afternoon in New York. Okay, the markets are moving. In fact, on some of the currency trading and other trading we do, the world's always it's a buzz. Okay. And here's the question. The question is can you find a way to fit into that buzz so that you become, valuable? And that's the challenge. But the challenge is, yes, you can, and you can change and you can make things different. So getting back to, what's the right thing to do? The right thing to do is, look, set yourself a schedule. In fact, if I go all the way down to just the cellular level, your cells are developed around a structure. Okay. Somebody had to put that in place. Okay. I mean, believe it or not, there's a right angle somewhere inside your cell, unwinding the DNA complex. There's a right angle in there. Okay. That just shows you intelligent design structure. So if you're going to go build a life, build a business, and make things happen, you got to have structure in your life. In fact, all of you listening probably have some type of skeletal structure, which is supporting the other things on the body, right? heart, lungs, eyes, head, brain, what have you. And then you got the skeletal structure around you. Well, if that has a structure, the building you're in has a structure. If you want to have a successful life, it has to have structure. And that comes down to planning, organizing, making sure you get your goals, dreams, things written down so you can review them, change them, make some edits, and make things better. And this is the challenge, Gene. Most people go through this humdrum, life, and it's an existence versus making it an adventure.
Yeah. A little bit of grassroots philosophy here from my late great Granny King. When we talk about people sleeping too late, Granny always said, "There'll be enough sleeping in the grave."
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I took that philosophy with her. Okay, number 2 on the list: people skip the workout, and you've got a great expression about how you should treat your body. I'm going to let you deliver that line.
Yeah, you got to treat yourself like a racehorse. And I'm going to change it up now. I'm going to say, listen, and then people are going to take it the wrong way at first, but then it's going to click. Ready? I want everybody treating themselves like a damn dog. Have you seen how some of these dogs are treated? Oh my God. Some of them are actually being pushed around in strollers. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Okay. They'd rather be out sniffing the grass. Anyway, here's my point. My point is that treating yourself like $1 million racehorse or treating yourself like a dog, meaning you got to love yourself. Okay. But $1 million racehorse, how do you think it gets up in the morning? And if we owned $1 million racehorse, we covered this in one of the other episodes. You'll hear us repeat, and repetition is the mother of skill. So, if you treat yourself like $1 million racehorse, you wouldn't, keep it up all night, make it do drugs, smoke, drink, and what have you, and then expect it to run the winningest race or derby the next day. It needs to be looked after. It needs to have the right nutrition. It has to have exercise. And, The Rock, I follow The Rock online. He's crazy. I love it. He gets up like you do very, very early. He's part of the 4:30 or 4 a.m. club. And the first thing he does is go down to the gym. Mine's a little different. I'm up at 6:30. By 7, then it's a gym workout. But the point is that you got to put in the time. If you're going, what's the point of making all the money in the world, or having the philosophy is going to make you all the money in the world, and then not being healthy enough to enjoy it? It just doesn't make sense. That's counterproductive to what you're really doing.
Yeah.
So treating yourself like $1 million racehorse, watching what you eat, looking after yourself, getting to the gym, setting the daily pace and agenda really helps pave the future of what your life is to become, and how you end up living an amazing, amazing life. And an example, one of the other things I learned was from my travels through India was, be the change. Well, be the change you'd like to see in this world. What does that mean? Be the example and go and do it and live it. And, and then people say, why are you so lucky? Why things are happening? Because you've mentally put yourself on the runway to be successful.
Yeah. And trust me, I've known Adam for a long time. This guy is not lucky. Neither am I. We both worked at where we are today. That's the whole point behind it. It looks like luck because it looks like a magic trick. The magician pulls the rabbit out of the hat. Well, guess what? You know what? He spent his entire career hiding the rabbit, driving with the rabbit around in his car, trying to fool people that he was performing magic. It takes work. I love the expression, treat yourself like a dog. I'm going to go out after these podcasts and buy myself some milk bones. Okay, the next part of the list, I love this because we've talked about the dream stealers and the dream pirates before, is people care about what others think. They listen to the negativity. And the icing on that cake, too, is you say and eat junk food. So it's kind of like junk food for the brain and junk food for the body.
Just as much as making money is important, also, once again, it comes down to mindset. Your mindset dictates your habits or what you're doing every single day. And all of you have bad habits. And the only thing that replaces a habit is another habit. But listen, what you got to do is each individual has to take action. If you don't take action, there's nothing we can do to help you, and Gene, that's the biggest challenge when it comes down to in life, is that if a person's not willing to, have goals and dreams, be specific about diet, be specific about working out, be specific about which job choice or which stock they're going to invest in, or, as I said, move their life in a direction of, these dream pirates will show up and take it from you. You know why? Because they're not willing to do the work.
Hmm.
They're not willing to get up early. They're not willing to be disciplined. And what ends up happening is that you've got to push those people away from you in a nice, direct, sit down, have a coming to Jesus meeting manner, and say, look, I love you. I care about you. What I'd really like is your support in me moving my life this direction. If you love me and care about me, you'll want to see me go this way. And if they're not willing to love you, support you, and what have you, or say, those things don't work, or this stuff, you're right, it doesn't work if you don't work it. And a lot of these dream pirates don't have the mental capacity, philosophy. In fact, they're kind of jealous. They want to see you fall down and fail, and that's a good thing. Failure is a good thing, by the way,
Yep.
versus actually make it.
Yeah. You also talk about people eat too much junk food. And, the interesting thing is, I'm going to tell a little story here about your wife, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Um, Jessica is one of the most fit people I know, and she's in the fitness industry, and she has been for a long time. And I've traveled with you guys. She is so uh, careful about everything she eats, and it's always healthy in that. But I remember on on one road trip, because everybody can't eat healthy every single day.
Right.
I think it's about giving yourself a little treat occasionally as opposed to eating junk food every day. So we were on the road, and Jessica says, I can't wait to stop at this steak place. It's my cheat day.
Right.
I have never seen such a little petite person eat so much in my life on her cheat day. It was spectacular. But let's just talk about junk food, because the dream pirates, like I said, that's the junk food of your mind that can put everything off track. But people in their busy life, throwing fries in their mouth and having soft drinks, pop or soda or whatever you want to call it, got to pay attention to that too.
Well, when you're wanting to keep your body in shape, one of the things you got to do a lot of the time is you got to shock the system. Okay. And the whole point of having 6 days on diet and then the seventh day be a cheat day is you shock the system. And the system's like, oh man, I got all this food, this, that, and the other. So you're actually teaching the body to be, to shocked. When the body's shocked, it reacts in a certain way. So just like, having a confrontation with the dream pirate. Okay, conversation. This might be confrontational, but conversation at least.
Could
You
be.
know, like for me, I wasn't going to say my parents were dream pirates, but it's at the end of the day, my dad wanted me to do something different with my life because of my education versus the career that I chose to be, an entrepreneur and build businesses and be in the direct sales industry and what have you. But you got to have the conversation, okay? And the conversation is sometimes hard for people to do, but I'm telling you what, when you have the courage to have the conversation so that it leads your life in a better direction, you're actually going to feel a lot better about yourself having that conversation. It'll take a weight off your shoulders and it'll give you a clear mental path to move forward. And unfortunately, a dream pirate might be a girlfriend, might be a boyfriend, significant other, wife, whatever. And you just got to have the conversation with them. But listen, free your mind. Okay, like if there's a chain holding you, chained up to where you are, and you could get rid of it. Okay, no point in being a slave to the current life that you have. If you really want to make some change, cut the chain, get out of it, and then
Right.
have those conversations and move your life forward.
So let's quickly review here episode 58. This is our first list. We'll have the next one on episode 59. Don't sleep in. Set your alarm clock. Get a plan. Get up every morning at the same time. Don't skip the workout. Go down to the gym after you get up. Don't care about what other people may think, especially if they're the dream pirates. Don't listen to the negativity, and eat well. Take care of your body, but have a cheat day. It's worth it. It's fun.
Totally with it.
Thanks, Adam. Make sure you get your daily planner. Check out the bank system right here on 8020365.com. When we return on episode 59, we're going to go over Adam's 5-point checklist. It's something you can do just like that every morning. Doesn't take long. We'll drill down into each one of the topics coming up next year on Living Your Life Well Planned with Adam Vincent Gilmer and me, Gene Velitis. 80-20-365, a time management system to help you achieve your goals and dreams in 2021 and beyond. We all have the same amount of time. Our results depend where we invest it. 80-20-365. Living your life well planned.